The Galactic Council chamber hummed with the collective arrogance of 1,000 species who had never known true defeat. Crystalline beings from the Andromedean cluster floated beside methane-breathing Kravix, while the insectoid Zelthar clicked their mandibles in what passed for laughter among their kind. At the center of it all, on a platform deliberately positioned lower than the rest, stood two humans, Evie Chen and Jassi Kumar. Evie's jaw was clenched so tight that Jassi could see the muscle twitching beneath her bronze skin. Her dark eyes, usually warm and curious, had gone cold as the void between stars. Jassi stood beside her, his tall frame rigid, hands clasped behind his back in a military stance he'd never quite abandoned even after joining the diplomatic corps. "The human delegation will remain silent," announced Council Prime Vorthax, his three heads speaking in unison, each word dripping with disdain. "You are here as observers only." A courtesy extended to developing species, developing. The word hung in the air like a slur. For 3 standard years, Earth had petitioned for full council membership. For 3 years, humanity had followed every protocol, submitted every form, attended every humiliating orientation session designed to remind them of their place. The galaxy had made first contact with Earth only 15 years prior, arriving with their faster-than-light drives, their anti-gravity technology, and their barely concealed contempt for the primitive apes who still used chemical rockets and fusion reactors. Evie had been 12 when the ships arrived. She remembered her father, a xenobiologist, weeping with joy at proof of life beyond Earth. She remembered her mother, a linguist, staying up for 72 hours straight, trying to decode the first transmissions. Humanity had welcomed the stars with open arms and open minds. The stars had laughed at them. "The matter before the Council," Vorthax continued, "concerns the Terran request to establish independent trade routes through the Kepler corridor." A Zelthar representative rose, its wings creating a sharp whistling sound. "The humans believe they can navigate the corridor? They who only mastered their own star system 2 decades past? I propose we deny this request as we have denied all others. Let the humans learn their place." Murmurs of agreement rippled through the chamber. Jassi felt his nails dig into his palms. "Furthermore," the Zelthar continued, and Evie's eyes narrowed at the shift in tone, "I propose we implement a supervision protocol. Humanity has proven itself unstable. Their history is soaked in blood. Their wars are legendary in their brutality. Perhaps a century or 2 under Zelthar guidance would civilize these creatures." The chamber erupted in clicking, humming, and the various sounds of alien approval. "Creatures," Evie repeated, her voice barely a whisper. Vorthax raised a primary appendage for silence. "The Council recognizes the concern. Indeed, human violence is well documented. Their entertainment media glorifies warfare. Their children play with weapon replicas. They are, by any civilized measure, a barbaric." "Enough." The word came from Evie, quiet but sharp enough to slice through the chamber's noise like a blade through flesh. Every translator in the room rendered it perfectly, and silence fell like a hammer. Vorthax's middle head swiveled toward her. "The human observer was not granted permission to—" 73 wars, Evie said, stepping forward. Jassi didn't stop her. He was done stopping her. In the past 3 years, the civilized members of this council have engaged in 73 armed conflicts. "We've been counting, Jassi." Jassi's voice was steady, professional, the voice of someone reciting facts that would damn entire civilizations. "The Kravix hegemony currently occupies 4 systems whose inhabitants voted against annexation. The Zelthar Collective operates 17 labor camps on mineral-rich worlds, populated by lesser species. The Andromedean cluster maintains a slave trade they call indentured immigration. And you," he looked directly at Vorthax, "you personally authorize the orbital bombardment of a pre-industrial civilization because they refuse to worship your species as gods." The chamber remained silent, but it was a different silence now. Dangerous. "And yes," Evie continued, her voice rising, "humanity has a violent history. We fought each other for millennia. We murdered and conquered and burned. But you know what we did that none of you have ever done? We stopped. We looked at ourselves and said never again, and we meant it. Earth hasn't seen a war in 47 years. Can any of you say the same?" "The human forgets herself," Vorthax growled. "You exist in your precious peace because you are weak. You have no enemies because you have nothing worth taking. You are irrelevant." "Irrelevant," Evie repeated. She looked at Jassy, and something unspoken passed between them. 3 years of humiliation, 3 years of insults, 3 years of Earth's brightest minds begging for scraps of respect from species who viewed them as little more than clever animals. Jassy pulled a slim data tablet from his jacket. We've been silent because we were taught to respect our elders, our betters, those who reached the stars before us. But since Earth is so irrelevant, so barbaric, so primitive, I suppose it won't matter if we take our irrelevant research with us when we go. He tapped the tablet, and holographic displays erupted throughout the chamber. Project Prometheus, Evie announced. Humanity's own faster-than-light drive. Reverse-engineered from first principles after we realized none of you would share. It's 40% more efficient than anything currently in use. Another tap, another display. Project Asclepius, Jassy continued. A medical advancement that regenerates damaged organs using the patient's own cellular matrix. We've eliminated 93% of human diseases in the past decade. Project Orpheus. Evie's smile was sharp. Quantum communication with 0 lightspeed delay. Instantaneous communication across any distance. The council chamber was no longer silent. It was pandemonium. Project Hephaestus. Manufacturing technology that assembles materials at the molecular level. Project Demeter, agricultural systems that can feed billions on barren worlds. Project Athena, defensive technology that Jassy paused, letting the implication hang. Well, let's just say Earth won't be quite so defenseless anymore. Vorthax rose to his full height, all 3 heads focused on the humans. You would threaten this council? Threaten? Evie laughed, and it was not a kind sound. No, Council Prime, we're simply leaving. Earth formally withdraws its petition for membership. We'll find our own way through the stars, just as we've always done. We don't need the Galaxy Council. But you know what's funny? She leaned forward, and every species in that chamber leaned in with her. You're going to need us. Because while you've been resting on 10,000 years of technological stagnation, we've been innovating. While you've been maintaining your status quo, we've been adapting. We've spent 3 years being insulted, diminished, and dismissed. Do you know what humans do with that kind of motivation? We thrive, Jassy finished. Evie straightened her jacket. The coordinates for Earth are being removed from all Terran databases. Our system is officially closed to council traffic. If you want our technology, our medicine, our innovations, you'll have to ask nicely. You'll have to treat us like equals, like sentient beings, like people. She turned to leave, Jassy beside her. Wait, Vorthax called out. For the first time, there was something other than arrogance in his voice. There was concern. You would truly isolate yourselves? Cut off from the galactic community? Evie paused at the chamber doors. We stayed silent while you mocked us. We endured while you insulted us. But you made one critical mistake. You forgot that humans are at their most dangerous when you give them something to prove. The doors sealed behind them with a finality that echoed through the chamber. In the human shuttle, Jassy finally let out the breath he'd been holding. That could have gone better. Evie grinned, the warmth returning to her eyes. That went exactly as it needed to. Earth stayed silent long enough. Now it's time to be heard. As their ship left the council station, heading back toward a small blue planet that had been dismissed as irrelevant, Evie pulled up a comm channel. This is Ambassador Chen to Earth Command. Operation Breakaway is go. The galaxy told us to know our place. Let's show them that humanity's place is wherever we damn well decide it is. Behind them in the council chamber, emergency sessions were being called. Trade agreements were being reviewed. Military assessments were being updated. Because the galaxy had just learned what humans had known for millennia, you can push people only so far before they push back. And when humanity pushed back, the stars themselves trembled. The age of human silence was over. The age of human defiance had just begun.